Bristol Toyota Pace Truck down to the center of the infield. 75 laps for the American Racer 75. Green is out. We're underway.
Here we go. Dylan Estrella right to the jump on the outside. Dylan Estrella going to go to the lead in the 46 down the backstretch.
Into 3 and 4, and here comes Brightman down underneath as Benoit gets a little tight in the middle of the corner. Brightman looking for some running room down low. Loose through the corner. Gathers it back in. Here comes Lascola down to the inside. 3 wide for third.
Brightman has his hands full. He's going to lose that third spot. Lascola takes it, and he will work his way, battling with Benoit down into 1 and 2.
Down into turn number 3 they go. Benoit trying to hold on for second as Nick Lascola slides up underneath, looking for the number 2 spot. Rookie contender out of Abington, the 2-time Nick's Pit Stop Legends champion, former Mini Cup champion. Up into the number 2 spot, we've got a pair of Mini Cup champions setting the pace.
4 laps on the board as Dylan Estrella skates across the line. He is out to the lead, and Lascola going to try to reel him in as they work down the backstretch.
Into 3 and 4, and right now the battle is for 4th. Off the corner, Brightman all sorts of loose off the corner, trying to gather it back in with a lot of pressure from behind and out the outside. Colbey, Fournier working the top side. The 22 of Jenison knocking on the back door, and here comes Pelland up top as well off of 4.
Fournier and Brightman continue to battle for that 4th spot as Jenison is right behind and Pelland as well. They work down into 3 and 4. Out front, it's single file, positions 1 through 4. We got a car around.
Brightman has a back end snap out from underneath him in that number 27. That's going to bring out the first caution of the event with 7 laps complete. Going through turns 3 and 4, and the back end just snapped out from underneath them in the 18. Lascola down low. Sits in the number 2 spot. Up front is Estrella. Off the corner they come. Green flag is out. Underway we are down into turn number 1, and Lascola with a good run down on the inside. Looks for the advantage into 3.
Nick Lascola with a good jump on the restart here as Andrew Gomes joins the field there. Lascola jumps to the lead down into 1 and 2.
Lascola set the victory in opening night, but unfortunately post-race tech took that away for a minor infraction. Tonight, out front, leads it down into turn number 1.
Off of 2, down the backstretch. It's Lascola over Estrella and Colbey Fournier right there to the back bumper for 3rd. Here comes Pelland, and it's a battle for 3rd heating up.
Bobby Pelland up into the 4th spot, taking a look down to the inside of Fournier. 2 good friends going at it for the number 2-3 position. Behind them, Benoit trying to hang on as Arrenegado works that bottom lane. He's got Darling, Spencer, and Burns all in tow on the inside as Pelland is up to 3rd.
And they work down the backstretch. Vinnie Arrenegado battling now for 5th alongside the 47 of Benoit. Arrenegado takes that spot, works single file down into 1 and 2.
Down into 3 and 4 they go. Darling edging out on the inside as Benoit continues to backslide on the top side, catching Jenison right behind him. Mark's got absolutely nowhere to go except to follow the train back to the back of the field. Battle for second. Here comes Pelland. Down underneath, takes a spot away, and he is into the number 2 spot. Estrella back to 3rd.
And Pelland has moved his way up here. He gets past Estrella, looking for more, looking for the lead, down into 3 and 4.
Off the corner they come, and Pelland trying to close in on the 39, down into turn number 1. Off the corner they come, they go, and Pelland, little by little, is closing in that gap.
Don't look now, Dave Darling has worked his way up into the top 5 after a win 2 weeks ago. All over the back bumper of Colbey Fournier as they work for position off of 2 down the backstretch.
Fournier trying to hold on as Darling takes a peek down to the inside. And how about Kenny Spencer working his way up through the pack, up into the 6th position. Darling underneath, Fournier looking for 5th.
They work now down the backstretch. Here comes Kenny Spencer moving through the field as he has Jacob Burns in tow. Out front, Nick Lascola continues to lead the way. 18 laps on the board.
2-car length advantage over the 12 as they come down into turn 3. Pelland still sits 3rd. Darling up to 4th. And Fournier rounding out the top 5 now. Spencer up to 6th. 7th is Burns. 8th is Arrenegado. Here comes Jenison down underneath up to 9th now with Benoit back to 10th.
Off of 4 they come. Your leader, Nick Lascola, leads Bobby Pelland III and Dylan Estrella. They work down into 1 and 2. Single file throughout the top 10.
Spencer and Burns running together, trying to gang up on the 16 of Fournier. Fournier up on the outside. Here comes Dad down in the inside. Trouble down the front straightaway as the 47 of Benoit and the 1 of Stampfel get together. We are slowed up for the second time as both cars spin down into the infield.
Yeah, it looked like Dick Benoit just got a little loose coming off 4. He spun it. Stampfel spun it to avoid. And we're
set. Caution lights out. Pace truck down in the infield. We're ready to go. Off at turn number 4, Lascola has elected the outside lane. They come off the corner. Pelland down low as they race down into turn 1. Pelland looking for the lead off at 2.
Bobby Pelland has been relatively quiet this season, and he is up front looking for the lead. Off 4 across the stripe. Give the advantage at the stripe to Lascola. Bobby Pelland right there in tow down into 1 and 2.
Pelland pushing down to the inside, but Lascola stronger up top as they hit turn number 3. And Darling working that outside lane, edging out ahead of Estrella, taking over that 3rd position down into turn number 1.
As they continue, Dylan Estrella has his hands full. Dave Darling gets by him. And on the outside behind Darling is the number 30 of Jacob Burns. They continue to battle across the stripe.
Estrella trying to crossover move, came up just a little bit short and has to settle in behind. They hit turns 3 and 4, and Burns working that top lane. Evens up with Estrella, takes a look to the outside of Darling.
Dave Darling holding the door shut there. Here comes Burns right to the back bumper of Darling, but Dave Darling continues to be in 3rd spot off turn 4.
Off the corner they come and settles in right behind as trouble on the front straightaway. Dick Benoit does a full 360, throws it back in gear. We stay green.
How about that, as Benoit has had his hands full all night with that 47 machine. We stay green, 27 laps up on the board as we continue down the backstretch. Your leader is the 39 of Lascola off 4.
Lascola sets the pace. Pelland right up on his tail, biding his time, waiting for an opening while Darling and the 30 of Burns try to close in the gap. Right now it's about 8 car lengths between 2nd and 3rd. Darling trying to close it in. We'll see what he does this lap, and it's the same.
They continue down the back stretch. The 1st and 2nd place positions are under a blanket. They come off turn 4. Bobby Pelland continues to pepper the back bumper of the 39 of Lascola down into 1 and 2.
Nose to tail down the back straightaway. Pelland mirroring the moves of Lascola down off of turn number 4. Peeking down, settles it in, biding his time, waiting for that opening to get that run. Takes a look down off at 2. Lascola shuts the door down into 3. 32 laps up on the board, this time at the stripe.
Bobby Pelland III has continued that feverish attack. They work down into 1 and 2. Nick Lascola holds the lead. They work down the back stretch as Dave Darling and Jacob Burns battle heats up as well in 3 and 4.
Burns closes right up on the tail end of the Water Whiz number 52, trying to get by the whiskey bottle number champion. Down into 3, takes a look to the outside, settles it in. Meanwhile, up front, Pelland down to the inside of Lascola off of 4. Lascola shuts the door.
He shuts the door. 34 laps on the board here. Another 41 to go. They work. Andrew Gomes off the pace, heading pit side over in 3 and 4.
Field has strung itself out around the 3rd mile, and Lascola now has his largest advantage. It's a car length between he and Pelland. And while those two continue to race at the top of the field, they have actually increased their lead over 3rd place of Dave Darling. It's now at 10 car lengths down into turn number 3.
Off of 4, the leaders come. Here comes Dave Darling off of 4. They have stretched that lead out. Dave Darling continues to hold off Jacob Burns, Dylan Estrella, as we are at halfway at the stripe this time.
38 down, 37 to go, as Bobby Pelland mounts another challenge on Nick Lascola off of turn number 2, settles it in down into 3 as they come off of 4. Peaks, nothing, settles.
They continue as the leaders have been nose to tail throughout this battle. Bobby Pelland just right at the back bumper. Lascola continues to lead here as they come across the stripe. 40 laps on the board.
Nick Lascola continues to set the pace. Bobby Pelland is second. Dave Darling is third. Fourth is the 30 of Jacob Burns, with Dylan Estrella rounding out the top 5. Kenny Spencer sits 6th. Vinnie Arrenegado 7th. 8th is the 22 of Mark Jenison. The 1 of Darrell Stanfield and the 27 of Mike Brightman round out the top 10. Behind them, you've got the 16 of Colbey Fournier, the 47 of Dick Benoit, and the 10 of Andrew Gomes is pit side.
Closing in on 30 laps to go, 42 on the board, 43 when the leader hits the stripe right now. 75 make up the distance.
Pelland dives down to the inside. Battle for the lead off at 2. Lascola working the high side. Pelland trying to get a run down low. They come off a 4. Lascola's got it by a 3/4 advantage.
As they continue, Lascola continues to lead. Pelland has heated up this battle. He's right there to the back quarter, down into turn number 3.
Off of 4 again. Lascola drifts up high. Pelland down to the inside. Contact between the leaders. They roll down into 1. They separate. Pelland trying to get away down low. Lascola looking for the outside as they settle down into 3.
Well, how will that change things? Dave Darling has closed right in. There's damage to the front fender of Pelland, damage to the quarter of Lascola. That is the opportunity Dave Darling wanted. Jacob Burns following him in tow here in 3 and 4.
Lascola and Pelland still running first and second, however, as they roll down into 1, side by side. Off at 2 they come. Pelland settles right back on the tail end, dives down to the inside into 3.
How about this battle? It is hot and heavy, and Dave Darling is closed right in on them, and he is not going anywhere. The battle for the lead continues down the backstretch. Lascola has it. Pelland is there in 3 and 4.
Darling settling in, takes a look down to the inside, trying to make it 3 wide, settles it back, as now the top 5 are under a blanket, down into 1. Lascola sets the pace. Pelland is second. Third is Darling. 4th is Burns, and Estrella rounds out the top 5 as they roll off a 4.
Some smoke coming from the leader, Lascola, there as he came off 4 and went down the front stretch. He continues to maintain the lead, but Bobby Pelland III now has his hands full with Dave Darling in turn 3 and 4.
You know, the steering is not at 100% in that A&A Auto Parts number 12 at this point after that contact, but he is doing a great job hanging on. Darling down to the inside. They roll off a 4. Lascola continues to set the pace, and he's got a 6-car length advantage over Pelland and Darling.
Lascola has checked out as looking in the rear view, those cars are getting smaller. Nick Lascola off 4, 53 laps on the board as he crosses the stripe.
Pelland continues to hang on the outside in that number 2 spot. We'll look at the run on the outside. This is pro stock racing here at Seekonk Speedway. As they come off the corner, contact? Nah, that's okay. That's what it's called, a battle scar.
It is a battle scar indeed. Dave Darling continues to work Bobby Pelland here down the back stretch. Lascola continues to open up that lead. It's a battle for second as there's 4 cars in the picture.
Pelland really loose off that 4th corner that time, opens up the inside lane. Darling taking a look down to the inside. Off of turn 4 they come. This time, Pelland keeps the back end underneath them. Darling underneath him as they hit 1 and 2.
The battle still hot and heavy as they go down the backstretch. Bobby Pelland III, 57 laps on the board for the leader as he crosses the stripe right now, and the battle for second still is what it is, hot and heavy.
Pelland showing the determination of a champion up on the outside, settles into the number 2 spot. Burns all over the back bumper. Look at they play bumper tag. 3 wide off the corner. Burns down to the inside of Darling, and Pelland has gotten away in second.
Well, that might have been the break Bobby Pelland III wanted to see as the 52, the 30.
Contact! Burns and Darling get together in turn 3. Darling goes around, and the caution flag comes out.
59 laps on the board, and as we've said before, this certainly will change everything at the front of the field.
Well, I'll tell you what, kudos, absolute kudos to both Nick Lascola and Bobby Pelland. That could have been disastrous for both of them. But they are really showing a lot of grit, determination, passion, and talent through this event.
Absolutely. 17 laps left to go, and you've got Nick Lascola, who has maintained the lead after that contact a little while ago. Bobby Pelland III has held on. It has been incredible to watch. And now Dave Darling going to start at the back of the field. You've got the two guys up front. Much been there the whole time. And you've got Dylan Estrella sitting in third here with Jacob Burns. Nick Lascola, your leader. Bobby Pelland III runs second. Dylan Estrella will be third. Jacob Burns fourth. Kenny Spencer fifth. Sixth will go to Vinnie Arrenegado. Seventh to Mark Jenison. Eighth to Daryl Stamford. Ninth to Colbey Fournier. And rounding out the top 10 will be Mike Brightman.
Put Spencer up to fourth and Arrenegado. Rounding out the top 5. Field is set. Caution lights out. Bristol Toyota Pace Truck pulls down to the center of the infield, and we are ready to go. Off the corner. Lascola down low. Pelland up top. They're not playing nice anymore at the top. Lascola trying to get away off at 2.
Here we go, down the backstretch. Lascola with the lead. Pelland second. Estrella right there in third. Here comes Estrella battling to the inside of Pelland down into 1 and 2.
Battle for the number 2 spot down into 1 and 2 as Lascola sets the pace when they come back around. 15 laps remaining in this one. Side by side for second. Estrella takes a spot away from Pelland. Here comes the 17 of Arrenegado. Works underneath the 0-3 of Kenny Spencer. Spencer hanging on to fourth, down into 3.
Dylan Estrella running in second now, trying to chase down Lascola. Working to the back bumper of him, off of 2 down the backstretch, waiting to make his move, looking for the lead.
Right on the tail end, takes a peek down to the inside off of turn number 2. Turn number 4 down to the inside. They rub, they race, down off the corner. Wheel to wheel at the top of the field. They rolled out as at turn number 3. Lascola up top. Estrella down low. Estrella looking for the lead, but that time it's Lascola.
Lascola holds on, but here comes Estrella with a head of steam down the backstretch, looking for the lead down into 3. Give the advantage by a nose still to Lascola off 4.
Off the corner and at the stripe, it is a new leader. Dylan Estrella finds his 46 back to the top of the leaderboard, edging out. But Lascola continues to work hard up on the outside, but it's Estrella taking the spot down off of 4.
Dylan Estrella looking for another win here on the season. He's got about 10 laps left to go. Dylan Estrella leads down into 3 and 4.
Lascola with a crossover move. Down to the inside he goes. Pelland right there behind him. These 3 drivers having at it at the top of the leaderboard. They come off at 2. Estrella's got the advantage. Lascola settles in for second. Pelland is third. They roll down off of 4 with 9. Make it 8 laps to go, and Lascola back down low.
And there was some contact in 3 and 4 there between Lascola and Estrella, and that battle continues hot and heavy down into 3. Lascola looking for the lead. He's going to spin.
Lascola throws it in hard, and the back end snaps out from underneath them. And the caution flag is out at lap number 67. And a heartbreaker for Lascola, who had a great run going.
Well,
so Dylan Estrella has worked himself back to the top of the leader. The field down as a Bristol Toyota Pace Truck heads down to the infield. Pelland trying to get the jump on the outside, but Estrella leads him off the corner. Side by side, down into turn number 1 they go. Even Steven off of 2. Wheel to wheel at the top of the field. Estrella a little bit loose. Gathers it back up. They come off the corner. Pelland looking for the advantage, and a flat left rear tire for the 47 of Benoit. He does a full 720, and we are slowed up again.
looks like both him and Stamford got away without any contact.
Yeah, they came through the corner, and it looked like a tire got cut down on the 47, and he just went wee.
Yes, he did, and that slows us up once again. And on that restart there, seemed pretty even between Estrella and Bobby Pelland III. So
when they crossed at lap 68, but because all the cars did not cross, we go back to 67, and that'll put Estrella back at the top, and I think he wants the outside lane this time. Champion. Bobby Pelland on the outside of the front row, looking for the green. as they start to wind it up. Here they come. We're back underway. Pelland up top. Estrella down low. Give it to Estrella, but Pelland battling back on the outside.
Pelland battling back on the outside, down into turn 3 with a head of steam. Here we go, off 4. Estrella.
Trouble off at turn 4. The one of Stample going around, and we're right back under yellow. Stample trying to keep the back end underneath them. Contact puts him sent the wrong way. And we will try this again. Truck down to the center of the infield. Bobby Pelland on the outside. Winding it up off of 4. Nice even start. Here they come. Pelland throws it hard on the outside, down into 1, trying to overtake the lead, looks for the advantage down into 3.
Here they go, down into turn number 3. The advantage by a nose was there for Pelland, but not so fast. Off 4, Dylan Estrella to the lead, down into 1 and 2.
Spencer with a great jump on the outside, settles into the number 3 spot. Here comes Pelland, taking a look down to the inside of Estrella. 5 laps to go. This time at the stripe, Pelland down to the inside.
Here we go. Battle continues for the lead. Up front, Dylan Estrella shuts the door. Off 2, down the backstretch. Dylan Estrella, your leader, with a caution.
The one of Stample gets caught trying to get into the pit area. And, man, I'll tell you what, keep your eyes on the 52 and the 30. They are having some fun.
Certainly they are.
Jenison, Brightman, your top 10. Looking for the green off of 4. They start to wind it up. Off the corner they come. Pelland up top. Estrella down low. Down into 1 and 2 they go.
Down off of 2. Give the advantage right now to Pelland down the backstretch. Here comes Estrella battling back on the low line. Off of 4.
Trouble through the corner. Fournier goes around, and we are slowed up again. Mike Brightman dove down 3 low, down into turns 1 and 2.
Colbey Fournier went around. Once again slowed up by the caution here. 70 laps on the board. 5 more circuits to go.
Again. So we'll shove. Looking to close this one out as the Bristol Toyota Pace truck pulls down to the center of the infield. The 03 of Spencer, the 30 of Burns. Off the corner they come, winding it up. There's a green flag. One more time. We're back underway. And down in the corner, they're still, again, side by side at the top of the field.
Down into 3 and 4. Estrella with the advantage. Pelland going to have to try to hold on. Here comes Jacob Burns looking for the lead. Contact between Burns and the leader.
Burns trying to get a run down to the inside. Estrella trying to hold on as they race for second. Down into 3 and 4. Off the corner they come. Estrella's got a car length advantage. Burns up into the number 2 spot. Spencer and Dowling racing for 4th. Down into turn number 1. Pelland back to 3rd. They come down into 3. 2 laps to go this time by.
Twin sticks in the air from Tim Bolduck at the stripe. Dylan Estrella has skated out to the lead. Jacob Burns runs 2nd. And the 12 of Pelland is now fallen back to 3rd. Down the backstretch, coming to the white flag this time.
Final time around. Burns takes a peek down to the inside. Dylan trying to hold him off. Down into 1 and 2. Off the corner they come. Burns takes a peek down low. Estrella keeps the advantage into 3. Down off the corner they come. Burns one last shot. Down to the stripe. It's Estrella picking up the American Racer 75 feature win.
How about that? Jacob Burns brings it home 2nd. Bobby Pelland the 3rd. Dave Darling 4th. Kenny Spencer 5th. Vinnie Arrenegado 6th. Nick Lascola 7th. Mark Jenison 8th. Mike Brightman 9th. Colbey Fournier 10th.
Dylan, the car seemed to go away for a little bit during that long green flag run, but as those cautions came, the car seemed to get a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, the long green flag run, we were running like, I don't know, 6th or something like that, and it was just a repeat of last week. I was like, here we go. I mean, I'm a little bit here and there I'd gain on Jacob, but I was like, it's just not enough to pass. You need a tenth, half a tenth, if not even more than that, just to pass somebody here. It's so hard, but I don't know. It's 2 weeks in a row. Luck kind of fell our way, so I mean, I guess I'll take luck over talent any day.
Well, it seems like you got a lot of the both, but tell us about those last few restarts.
Yeah, I mean, I think the second to last one I came on the radio and probably broke the microphone in Mike's ears over here. I mean, I was just doing my best on the restarts to stay up with Bobby, and it seemed like we were a little bit better on the bottom, and he's just, dude, every restart, man, this kid was on point, and I'm like, God damn, there's nothing I can do to trick him, and then he knows everything. He's a track champion. He's good. It's just took a couple laps to get us rolling, and we'd be all right, and I just needed to get there.
A late race charge from Burns, a little bit of contact, but you were able to hang on.
Yeah, Mike was saying he was looking, and, I mean, it's been a while since I've had a win. I needed the confidence, and I don't know, man. If it wasn't going to be me, I don't think anyone was winning that thing. I needed to win that race, and thank you to Jacob for running me clean. With shot or not, regardless, he did it in a clean way. He didn't clean me out, and that's the way you have to do it.
I know you got a lot of people you want to thank.
Yeah, big thank you, Big Jeff, for all his help. Dad, Mike, Jim, Everett's Auto Parts, Everett's Tire Center, J&R Precast, and Junior for letting us work on the race car and bother him at his house like 4 times a week. I swear my dad will just sleep there if he could, but big thank you to him. All the fans, I hope Millie's still awake, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. But
Congratulations. Bill Galloway, come on down. He's got a special trophy for you tonight. Jake, no question the car has been fast. A little incident in the middle of the race put you to the back, but you're able to come up through nicely and challenge.
Yeah, for sure. This car was on point all day. We definitely had the car to beat tonight. We came through the field real quick. We need a little bit, one more yellow maybe to catch Dylan, maybe a few more laps even. But it was going to be hard to pass him. He had a rocket ship tonight. But, I mean, yeah, this thing was good. We came from the back 3 weeks in a row, and we, almost brought out to a podium every week. So can't thank Timmy enough, all my sponsors, my spotter, Mikey Cooper, JML Excavation, all the sponsors that came on. The big ones, East Coast Towing Recovery. My uncle for giving me a shot at this.
Great run for second, Jacob Burns. Third place finisher, Bobby Pelland III. Bobby, probably the most frustrating third place finish you've had. A good run. After the contact in the middle of the race, racing for the lead, how much of a difference did it make in the car handling?
Yeah, no, it was terrible after that. In the beginning of the race, I was half throttle. I was just riding. I told them this is the best car I probably had in 2 years. We were the car to beat, but honestly, I don't have much nice to say. I'm just real sick of doing body work every week. Thank you to A&A Auto Parts, Cardinal and Company, SMR, Itzy & Co., Sam's Auto Sales, 401 Polk Supply, and Joe's Tree Service.
Understandably frustrated for Bobby Pelland. Give him our podium finishes a round of applause, ladies.